Oseo.
Oseo.
The subject today, theme, is about the Thanksgiving and the turkey and all that. In Native America, rain has everything to do with that subject. And Claudia and I here, we're going to sing a pretty old song. This is from the Apache, San Carlos, people over in Arizona. I have a relation there because my cousin Donna is interred there in an honorary way. When I first came to Arizona, it was these singers of San Carlos that I first met, and from which the song comes, like that. It's actually a ritual song for, we call it the rain dance. And the rain dance is carried out by the sacred dancers, Dagan, or called mountain spirits. Wait. Okay.
Aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana ae aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana ae aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana ae aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana na e na ae aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana 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 na e na ae aneo wo de yanga yo mo welana 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 na e na.
Want to stay on the camera? I'm going to be all over this one. I'm going to go from this one, this one, this one, this one, something like that.
So you're not on I want the microphone.
Oh, put the microphone on. Just keep it on. I'm going ahead, right? Okay. This thing called turkey and Thanksgiving and all that, this is a Navajo. This is in Navajo, the Dene, and over in Arizona. And I'm telling about the story. It's the short form of a very, very long story that really is the background for the feather chant. Atsotsi hatal, meaning feather chantway, like that, and how that came about. The main character in it is, Natitsapane, that basically means teach me how to do it. He's also called the visionary because of his vision, sometimes even the prophet there. And the second main character is the bird that we're calling turkey in Navajo Tsa. And English will use the word pet, but pet is not really adequate for this. So actually in the Cherokee, Dananudi means my little foot. So what we would call pet would be my little foot, like that, more a companion. These birds and wolves pretty much are very intelligent, and you can be friends with them if they want you to. In that. And the setting for all of this apparently is in the very northeastern of New Mexico, which is the old Dinata. The Navajos consider this actually their earliest homeland. And there's several headwaters for the San Juan River. The San Juan River is called Sanbitsu, meaning old age water. and that's where the location of this is. And the idea of this story is that this young fellow, the visionary, he lives with his grandmother and his sister there around the base of a mountain there. And he's kind of dissatisfied, and he has to, he gets a wanderlust. He's a young guy. So he gets this idea to make something like a water vessel. It turns out to be similar to a submarine. So he goes through a lot of trouble to site out a tree and fell it, and uses a lot of labor, to hollow it out and everything to get it ready. And then he has his sister make him some provisions, and then he asks her if her bird, that turkey, would be all right to accompany him, because he might be kind of lonely. So he got this all really ready to do that. And he was just about to get into his log submarine when suddenly there appear these supernaturals. These supernaturals, usually called the Yebiche, and the like. They are mystic people, the Dene. And the supernatural tell him, if you get into that, you're certainly going to drown, because it's really not going to work. So let us take over. So all of these supernaturals take over this project to make a vessel that's going to be able to actually go down the San Juan River to the destination that this young fellow has in mind. It's a whirling lake, basically. It's somewhere within the San Juan Valley. So while they're doing that, they're going through the process of making this vessel. One of them takes the visionary to this famous rock I've mentioned before, the big rock with the black hole in it, which is the dwelling place of the supernaturals. And that is right down here. And it's a place that's actually north of the San Juan. And there's a guardian there, and this guardian is a unique guardian. It's the dragonfly. And the dragonfly is the guardian of that only beneficent forces go in and out here. It's somewhat like Don Juan's guardian of the tonal, actually. And that's where they take the visionary in there into this really wonderful other world that's inside. It's all crystal walls and everything. And in this, he's going through a transformation. While that's going on with him, and go up here, this is actually a painting there in the San Juan Valley that I found. There are many paintings on the walls are like sandstone walls. And so a lot of paintings, look very mysteriously faded. They're all mostly supernaturals and many turkey tracks and like that. And this one I found is most unique, which I have replicated. This is a Ganshidi. This is a supernatural called a humpback. It's a spirit of the bighorn sheep. And here is the bird. This is the turkey here. And so he's taken the turkey aside, unbeknownst to the boy, and he's transforming it. He's transforming it. And the shape of this is like the fingers. This is the gesture, meaning to change, to transform. And they're all preparing this bird into a very semi-divine bird. They've loaded him with black clouds and mist and rain and all kinds of seeds and all of that. So that's what's going on here with him. So eventually everything's ready and they get underway, and this vessel, like a submarine, there's great detail of how it was constructed and what it looks like, and it goes through a lot of ventures going on this waterway till finally he in it has arrived at this whirling lake that spins the log around and around. And there is a lot of pictures of this that resemble like a swastika shape, but it's not actually. It's actually depicting the log spinning around with the supernatural standing on each end of it, trying to ground it. The bird did not come with him on this. And as eventually the submarine stopped spinning and went ashore. And then the visionary came out of his submarine and came out into an utterly new and strange place. And looking around at nothing that he could recognize. Then he sat down on a rock there to kind of think about this. Then he heard off in a distance the gobble gobble of that bird who was approaching him from the east. And as it was approaching him from the east, we'll go with the camera down to this illustration here. And what's happening here in this, the bird is coming to the east to the fellow here's in the middle. What the bird is doing is making this track around and round of him. Now this image in ancient Greek is the image of Phocis, the image of Psyche, I should say. This is the image of Psyche, who is the moth that resides on the Isle of Phocis. And here he becomes locus. So here he's located. What it means to locate in Native America is that this space is now a sacred space. It's now manageable. So that's why we say north and south and east and west in everything. That's the symbolic locus here. So here he's being located in the form of the knowing moth. You know, to tau, gatuhu in Cherokee means moth knowing. So now the visionary has been orientated and so forth. So he's there. He now gets together with this bird and they survey the area, and he finds a very good kind of flat meadow. So to be very good for farming. And so what am I going to farm with? So now we go here to, this is the turkey girl that I've illustrated, and she raises her wings, and all of the seeds, all these kind of seeds, corn seeds and beans and all this kind of thing are coming out of her wing here. And that's the way, and she makes a track around on the ground to show where to plant these things. And of course all of these things are, you know, supernatural, so they're not going to take very long to grow. But in the meantime, he begins to wonder what's around him, in the area around him. And so he's looking around and he saw a fire off on a way, a light, and he said to the bird, I'm going off, you know, to see who's over there on that light. So he traveled over there. What he encountered over there becomes a whole other story as he comes into contact with a sorcerer who takes care of wild animals and gives him the knowledge of how to hunt or track wild animals. After that's done, he comes back to his farm and finds that the bird has left the farm. And so he sits down, he begins to recall everything that he learned of this now somewhat divine bird. You know, said, oh, it has the black cloud, it has the black mist, it has the beautiful rain, it has the beautiful lightning, it has the beautiful thunder, and all of these things. And he said, when people come onto earth, they're going to realize this, and they're going to employ the feathers of this bird for their rituals. And to say, you look into the bird and you'll see all of these features. Here on this turkey feather, which is here, this is a rain planting stick, actually, because here where it's white, this is the cumulus clouds, and underneath the black is the laden with the rain, and it goes down. These are the showers coming down of the rain. So this is actually what a rain stick for that is. It is to summon the rain, to bring the rain. And that's why we were singing the rain song. Up here, this is actually a charm for the corn. This is from up there in Nevada. And so always the kind of culmination of these kind of myths is that the hero or whoever it is has gone away and gone through a lot of adventures, then he always comes back to the people, back to his people, and brings something. So in this one, what the visionary brings back is this ritual of the feather way. the feather way is a way of being, and that it sums up here with this bird we're calling the turkey, that this turkey really has given us self-sacrifice, his self-sacrifice, so that we can realize the gratitude of the turkey with our respect, is what the summing up is of what we're seeing here in this illustration. This illustration I have derived from some ancient murals or frescoes found in ruins, Cuba ruins in New Mexico. And so that is the conclusion of my talk on this season of turkeys and Thanksgiving. Took a little